Investments, that message. Raw, unfiltered, true. Here's what most people don't understand about Elon Musk. He's not afraid of asking impossible things. He asked the universe for rockets that land themselves. He got them. Investments. He asked for electric cars that could beat any combustion engine. He got them. He asked for the chance to reshape how humanity communicates. He got it. But love, that's the one thing he hasn't successfully asked for. Investments. Because love requires a different kind of asking. It requires vulnerability. It requires bandwidth for anything indirect. It would have to be real. The actual truth about what life with him would mean. Not the fantasy. Investments. Not the glamour, the reality. Today, we're going to explore that message. Not as gossip, not as speculation about who he might date, but as something deeper. A profound exploration of what it means to commit to an extraordinary life. Investments. What it means to say yes to something that will consume you. What it means to love someone whose very existence demands more than normal love can give. This is press, not to investors, not to the millions who follow his every move, but to one person, the person who doesn't exist in his life yet, but could. Investments. The woman who might become his future wife. What would that message contain? It would have to be honest, because any relationship built on anything less than complete honesty would fail. He's tried that. It doesn't work. Investments. It would have to be direct because he doesn't have time for games. Doesn't have patience for pretense. Doesn't have the emotional answer. Future wife, I need your answer now. What would that message sound like? What would he actually say? What honesty would he offer? What would he ask for in return? Stay with me because this is not a fairy tale. This is an imagined conversation with fate itself. A message that pulls back every curtain. Investments. Reveals every truth and asks the most important question anyone can ask another person. Will you choose this life with me? Imagine for a moment that Elon Musk decided to speak. Investments. Not to that there comes a moment in every person's life when they have to stop waiting, stop hoping, stop wondering if the right thing will somehow find them, and simply ask directly, honestly, with everything on the line. Investments. What if Elon Musk, the man who has asked the universe for impossible things and received them, turned that same directness toward love? Investments. What if he stopped letting relationships happen to him, and decided to speak not to any particular woman, but to the future itself, to whoever might be listening, to the woman who could be his in your life? You'll be disappointed. Investments. I can't be there the way normal partners can. I can't give you consistent attention. I can't promise my focus when companies need saving. I can't guarantee I'll remember the small things, even though the small things matter. Investments. But if you're already whole, already complete without me, then what I can give becomes bonus, not survival. I need someone who has their own life, their own purpose, their own reason to exist that doesn't depend on me. Investments. Not because I want will give you what I can. And I need you to know exactly what that is before you answer. This brutal honesty would be the foundation. Not trying to impress. Investments. Not trying to sell, just truth, because any yes built on illusion would collapse, and he's experienced enough collapse. The message would continue with what he actually needs. I'm asking for things that might seem impossible. Investments. I need someone who doesn't need me. That sounds contradictory, but it's the only thing that works. If you need me to fill gaps, perform. Investments, for you. I won't be who you want me to be. I can only be who I am, and who I am is complicated. I'm driven in ways that most people will never understand. I work when others sleep. Think when others rest. Investments. Plan when others live in the moment. My mind doesn't shut off. It's not a choice. It's how I'm wired. And if you're going to be with me, you need to know that from the start. I won't pretend I'll change. Investments. I won't promise things I can't deliver. My vulnerability might be the only thing in the universe that actually scares him. So this message we're imagining, it would be the bravest thing he's ever said. Not because it's complicated. Investments. Because it's simple, because it's honest, because it puts everything on the line with no safety net. Future wife, I need your answer now. Let's hear what that message might contain. If Elon Musk were to speak honestly to his future wife, he might begin like this. I'm not going to pretend. I won't admitting you don't have all the answers. The investments. It requires putting yourself in a position where someone else holds power over your happiness. And that's terrifying for someone who's made a career of controlling variables. The twist is this. The man who fears nothing, investments, who bets billions on impossible dreams, is probably terrified of the question we're about to explore. Because rockets don't have the power to hurt you. But the person you ask to be your wife does. And that power, that give you love, investments, real love. The kind that isn't performance. The kind that might not look like movies. The kind that's woven into actions over years rather than grand gestures and moments. Is that enough? Only you can answer that. Investments. He would have to speak about what he can't give. I need you to understand the costs. I won't always be there. The crisis will pull me away. The problems will consume me. The work will take priority when stakes are highest. Investments. I can't promise holidays. Can't promise forever. That's not nothing. I can give you access to the extraordinary. Front row to history being made. Participation in things that change humanity. Investments. The chance to be part of something that matters beyond any single lifetime. I can give you devotion. Not time. I can't promise time. But devotion. Choosing you. Prioritizing you when I can. Investments. Thinking of you even when I'm consumed by everything else. Making you the person I come home to in my heart, even when I'm physically absent. And I can... Investments. Hetty's really asking. Not for perfection, for specific qualities that make partnership with him possible. The message would balance the asks with offers. Here's what I can give you. I can give you honesty. Complete. Investments. Sometimes brutal, always real. I won't play games. Won't manipulate. Won't say things I don't mean. What you see is what you get. I can give you protection, resources to face whatever comes. Investments. The ability to pursue anything you want to pursue, freedom from financial concern, distance. Because I want partnership. Real partnership requires two complete people choosing each other. Not one complete person and one seeking completion. I need loyalty that doesn't waver. The world will attack. Media will lie. Critics will scream. People will tell you to leave me. Investments. I need someone whose loyalty isn't conditional on approval. Whose commitment doesn't shake when the headlines turn. Whose presence beside me isn't determined by public opinion. Can you be that person? This is in your life. Investments. You'll be disappointed. I can't be there the way normal partners can. I can't give you consistent attention. I can't promise my focus when companies need saving. I can't guarantee I'll remember the small investments, little things, even though the small things matter. But if you're already whole, already complete without me, then what I can give becomes bonus, not survival. I need someone who has their own life, their own purpose, investments. Their own reason to exist that doesn't depend on me. Not because I want life with me. No pretense, no manipulation, no hoping they figure it out later. Just truth and a question that requires an answer in your own life. Are you this honest? In your relationships, have you asked clearly? Have you stated what you need? Have you revealed what you can give? Have you been brave enough to ask for an answer? Most people haven't. Most people are waiting, investments, hoping, wondering, but never asking. And they wonder why commitment never comes. It never comes because they never asked for it. Not really. Not choose someone. About the courage it takes to ask clearly for what you need, investments, and the courage it takes to answer honestly. Most of us never ask this directly. We dance around what we want. We hint at what we need. We hope the other person figures it out without us having to be vulnerable. The investments, but that's not how real commitment works. Real commitment requires this level of honesty. Here's who I am. Investments. Here's what I can give. Here's what I can't. Now, will you choose this whether you knowing all of this, seeing all of this, understanding what you're actually choosing would say yes anyway? Not yes to the fantasy. Yes to the reality. Not yes to who you wish I was. Yes to who I actually am. Not yes for now. Yes for however long we both have left. That's the question. And I need your answer. Investments. Now let me speak directly to you. Because this message isn't just about Elon Musk and some hypothetical future wife. It's about commitment itself. About what it means to truly committing when others wait for more information. Investments. On betting everything when the odds are uncertain. And I'm asking you to do the same. I'm not offering perfect. I'm not promising easy. I'm not guaranteeing happy ever after in the way fairy tales mean it. Investments. I'm offering real complicated, real difficult, real, but real. The question isn't whether this would be easy. It wouldn't. The question isn't whether this would make sense to anyone watching from outside. It probably wouldn't. Investments. The question is, I miss things that matter. I focus on things that shouldn't matter as much as they do. I'm work in progress. All investments, as have been. Probably always will be. Can you love someone like that? Not the image of me the world sees. The actual flawed, complicated human that I am. This honest cost accounting would separate serious from casual. Investments. Would give anyone listening a real choice. The message would arrive at the critical moment. I've built companies on decision on choosing when others hesitate. Own and give everything in return. She takes a breath and she answers, investments, not to him specifically, she hasn't met him yet, but to the universe, to fate, to whatever force is asking whether she's ready for extraordinary love. Yes. Not yes because it's easy. Yes, because she's capable. Investments. Not yes because it's guaranteed. Yes because she's willing. Not yes to fantasy. Yes to reality. All of it. The hard parts, the beautiful parts, the impossible parts. Yes. And somewhere across space and time in all honest. Investments. Participation in things that matter. Love that might not look like movies, but would be real. Devotion that might not look like constant presence, but would be genuine. A life that would never be boring, never be small, never be ordinary. She weighs it. All of it, the costs, the gifts, the challenges, the rewards. Investments. And she realizes something. She's not being asked to be perfect, she's being asked to be ready. Ready for difficulty. Ready for complexity. Ready for a life that would demand everything somehow through the universe, through fate, investments, through whatever mysterious channel carries these questions to the people meant to receive them. And now she has to choose. Not quickly, not carelessly, but definitively. She thinks about what she's being asked. Investments. The life she would be entering, the chaos, the intensity, the visibility, the sacrifice of normally, the surrender of anonymity, the complexity that would become hers. But she also thinks about what she'd gain. Investments. Partnership with someone who's clearly not with everything on the line. The question "I need your answer now" is terrifying because the answer might be no. But at least it would be an answer. At least you would know. Investments. At least you could move forward either together or separately. But forward. The worst prison is waiting forever. Never asking, never knowing, never having the courage to put it all on the table. Imagine her wherever she is. Investment she's doing. The woman who could be Elon Musk's answer. She's heard this message. Life with me. No pre-investments, tense, no manipulation, no hoping they figure it out later. Just truth and a question that requires an answer in your own life. Are you this honest? In your relationships, have you asked clearly? Have you stated what you need? Investments. Have you revealed what you can give? Have you been brave enough to ask for an answer? Most people haven't. Most people are waiting, hoping, wondering, but never asking. And they wonder why commitment never comes. Investments, it never comes because they never asked for it. Not really. Not from temporary. And yes, the answer might be no. That's the risk. But at least you'll know. At least you can move forward. At least you won't waste years wondering. Investments. So ask whatever your version of "I need your answer now" is. Ask it to the universe, to fate, to the specific person you're hoping will say yes. Put it on the line and trust that the right answer, whatever it is, investments, will lead you where you're meant to go. If this message moved you, if it made you think about your own life and the question's future wife, "I need your answer now" isn't just about Elon Musk. Investments. It's about what all of us should be brave enough to say in our own lives to the people we want beside us. Stop hinting. Stop hoping. Investments. Stop waiting for the other person to figure out what you need. Ask clearly, honestly, vulnerably. Here's who I am. Here's what I need. Here's what I can give. Will you choose this with me? That question changes everything. The investments. It separates real from pretend, committed from casual, forever. Let's know. Let's decide. Let's move forward one way or another. Whether you're Elon Musk or anyone else, this is what real commitment requires. The courage to ask. Investments. The clarity to state what you need, the honesty to reveal who you are, and the acceptance of whatever answer comes. That's love at its most mature. That's partnership at its most real. That's the question beneath all questions. Investments. Will you choose this life with me? So, here's what I want you to take from this. The message we imagine nine will see. Because ambiguity feels safer. No rejection if you never really ask. No failure if you never really commit. Investments. No vulnerability if you never really put yourself on the line. But ambiguity isn't safety. It's slow death. It's wasting time you'll never get back. It's missing what could be while waiting for certainty that never comes. The question, "I need your answer now," isn't cruel. It's kind of saying, that's e.g., let's stop wasting each other's time. Mysterious connections that bring people together, the question finds its answer. And the future shifts because she answered. Because she had the courage to say yes to something extraordinary. Investments. Because she didn't wait for perfect. She chose real. Here's the deeper lesson in all of this. Every meaningful relationship requires this moment. The moment when pretense ends, when games stop. When someone finally says, "Investments, I need your answer." Most people avoid this moment. They stay in ambiguity. And maybe you haven't asked yet, then subscribe. This channel explores the depths of success, love, and what it means to live fully. Investments. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stop waiting. Start asking, because the only answers that matter are the ones you're brave enough to request. Future partner, I need your answer now. Ask it today.